Hey, welcome to the Dankest Dungeon. Today we're going to be doing a rematch with our Lord of the Rings commanders. So we got Tom Bombadil, we got Frodo, we got Gandalf the Grey, and Sauron, the Lidless Eye. If you didn't catch the first game with these commanders, go ahead and check it out here in the upper right. And with that said, let's go ahead and play. Hey, it's Jason again, and I am back playing Tom Bombadil. Let's go.
What's up, I'm Eddie, and I'm back. We're still playing Frodo. Hopefully this time, Sauron will not be victorious.
Okay, we're back playing Gandalf, you know, wizard stuff. Cast Fireball. Yeah, that's it. Cast Fireball.
Brendan again. I'm gonna be playing Sauron again, Lidless Eye. Rakdos stuff. Yeah.
Is we rolling?
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll. I got a 5.
9? Man, both my dice stayed in my mat this time. That's wild. I got a 6.
I got a 4.
I'm keeping my hand.
Hashtag I'm mulligan.
I cap.
I'm keeping my third hand.
So you may have noticed that something's amiss. Eddie had to be somewhere, and Nate was kind enough to step in for him. But don't you worry, we are going to continue to refer to Nate as Eddie in this game, as to not break your immersion. We got you.
Play planes. Tap 1. Frodo.
Sure. Draw a Scalding Tarn, and then I'll pass.
We're gonna swamp. Lotus pedal.
Ooh.
Rakdosing it.
I'm going to draw. I'm going to play a Steam Vents, untapped. I'm going to pay 1 for a Soul Ring.
Jesus.
I'm going to tap the Soul Ring for 1 for Divining Top. I'm going to use the 1 floating to activate Divining Top. I'm done.
Untap, upkeep, draw. We'll play a Fabled Passage for turn. Crack the Fabled.
I'll respond. I'll crack my own.
Pay 1 Selfless Savior. I can sacrifice it to give another creature I control indestructible.
I need a hero.
Brendan, I'm gonna swing one at you.
Bro.
The blood feud from last game.
Faster.
I'm gonna play this training center since all I have are ops. Jeweled Lotus. I will crack for 3 red. The gray. I'll pass.
And I'm tap this for Dose. We're gonna have a red floating though, because we're gonna play a Viserys here. And then from there, we're gonna play a Stitcher's Supplier. When it enters the battlefield, I get the mill 3 cards. Diabolic Intent, Verdant Catacombs, and a Lightning Bolt. We're just gonna go ahead and pass.
Let's play a Wooded Foothills. I'm immediately going to get rid of it. Temple Garden will come in untapped. Let's do a green and 1. I have 1 floating for Nature's Lore. I'm gonna grab a Forest card. As far as like the Universes Beyonds and Secret Lairs and stuff like that, what franchise would you like to see them do?
That's a good question, actually.
Like, I would have loved to see Transformers not just be like a 15 cards that are kind of
Yo, Slicer sees CEDH play. What do you mean? I want a Peppa Pig. Universes Beyond.
Caillou.
Just Nick Jr.
What do you guys think about like Star Wars or Star Trek?
I mean, Star Wars, I would be obligated.
I would play Picard like hard.
Darth Vader, obviously. But honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, bro, I just want Starship Troopers. Okay.
I'm gonna grab an Overgrown Tomb, taking 2 more. I'm going to pay 1 for an Elves of Deep Shadow. I'm gonna use this 1 floating again into the top, and I'm done.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Ancient Tomb, Owl. For a Sword of the Animist, I'm gonna pay to give Frodo Sword of the Animist. Red.
I'm gonna block it with a 1/1.
Swings, I get a land.
All right, mill 3 cards.
Go for it.
Untap. What do you got for me, Gandalf? I will play a Volcanic Island. Tap 2. I will play a Felwar Stone. I will tap this for a red and this for a red. Harmonic Prodigy. Prowess. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. I'll pass.
We're gonna go ahead and untap. I'm gonna draw. Tap this for Dark Ritual. Guess who's come out to play?
Cool.
Anyways, we're gonna take Frodo.
There you go. You guys
I'm
are
gonna
good, man.
sack Frodo.
Why wouldn't you swing with him first?
Well, swing with him.
You gotta land if you swing.
Swing at you, buddy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab a Swampy. And then we're gonna sack Frodo. Now we're gonna scry 1. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna pass turn.
I'm gonna untap. Draw a card. I'm gonna play a Reflecting Pool. I'm gonna pay for a white and a green. I'm gonna play Sithis Harvest Hand. Whenever I cast an enchantment spell, I gain a life and draw a card. A blue, I'll lose a life to make a black, and a white, and 2. I will cast Birth of the Imperium. When it comes into play, trigger Sithis. I will draw a card and gain a life. It will get its first chapter. I will create 3 Astartes Tutus. I'll pass. If you appreciate the content that we're creating and you'd like to support us here at the dungeon, the #1 way to do so is to sign up to become a member over on our Patreon page. Some of the patron benefits include access to our full deck lists, voting privileges for polls held over on our Patreon, and shoutouts at the end of every video to let everyone know how awesome you are. If money's tight and becoming a patron isn't the best option for you right now, we totally get it. Simply liking our videos or subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and commenting down below all help as well, and are totally free. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the game.
I will pay a black for my own dark ritual.
Neat.
I'm going to use that 3 mana for a Sword of Forge and Frontier. Ancient Tomb. Ow. Selfless Saver gets a Sword of Forge and Frontier. Pay 2. And gets a Sword of the Animus.
I'm gonna exile Gandalf.
Ooh. Alright, you got it.
And I'm going to go to combat. I need to make sure that this actually hits something. So,
Sure, you come
Corbin,
on.
I'm going to hit you
Let's
for
go.
4.
Sure.
On swing,
1, 2,
Sword of the
3,
Animus
4.
trigger. Sword of the Forge and Frontier trigger. It dealt damage, so I exile the top 2 cards of my library. I can play those this turn, and I can play an additional land this turn. I'll play my first land being this Plains, and my second land being this Shizo Death's Storehouse. I'm gonna go ahead and steal Shaper's Gift. I'm gonna search my library for an equipment and put it into my hand.
Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings villain?
Isn't there only like 2?
No, there's
Mine's
the
Sauron.
spider.
There's the evil Gandalf.
There's Sauron.
Wormtail.
Who the hell
Yeah,
is
well, he's
Wormtail?
just like this Jafar fucking dude, but with no power.
He's the one who kills Sauron.
Does he like stab him in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slits his throat.
Doesn't that make him a hero?
By that same logic, Hitler's a hero. He killed Hitler.
You got good days and bad days.
Hey.
We're going a little too far. All right, we need to take it back a step.
I'm grabbing Lightning Greaves. That's the turn.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna play Wooded Foothills. I'm gonna play Empowered Auto Generator. They were inner battlefield tapped. I can tap it to put a charge counter on it and then make X mana of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on it.
It's like some CEDH shit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a card I've never heard of. It's super slow.
Yeah.
CEDH.
Oh, obviously. Casual EDH. I see what you did there. Does trigger prowess though. Lol, no.
Yeah, he's so big.
Go to combat. 2.
I can accept that.
Untap draw. We're gonna pay 2. Arcane Signet. We're gonna pay 1. Ragavan.
Sure.
We're going to swing Forage. No, I take it back. I refuse.
I will hold the line. What is something that they say?
Rar.
Chainsaw noises, like.
I will
pretty
for
sure.
the Emperor do something.
Die, Heretic Scum.
Yeah, you don't want to
Actually,
hit one of
no,
them?
no,
Like,
I'm
what?
I'd fuck Frodo and his whole squad. That was only 3, buddy.
Why aren't you swinging with that guy? He's gonna die next turn.
Let's swing 1.
Untap draw. You can do the main phase. This will tick up. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. I'm gonna play an Urza Saga for turn. It'll get a counter. It taps for a mana now. 5 mana, lose a life for the black. And it'll cast Bombadil. He's a legendary God Bard. 4/4. That's all you need to know. Combat. Swing one of these at each of you, and then an extra one at Brendan.
Ragavan will kill her.
Oh, yeah, I'll trade for Ragavan, sure. I'm done after that.
Untap draw. I'll play a Vault of the Champion. Frodo. 2 Lightning Greaves. I'm gonna give Frodo Fear. He's gonna get the Sword of the Animist again. Then he's gonna get some Lightning Greaves.
I will point out that Tom is black.
Oh yeah. Well, Sauron. Take 2. Trigger Sword of the Animist.
Even when Frodo wants to swing at someone else, he just cannot. It's literally in your name. Stop trying to fight it.
I'll pass.
End of your turn. I'll pay 1 and sacrifice this Wooded Foothills for a land. I'm gonna get a Molten Tributary. Draw. Mana Vault. 1 charge counter on Empowered Auto Generator. Gandalf the Grey is back. 1 mana. I'm gonna cast Ponder. Trigger Gandalf. I will untap Empowered Auto Generator. I'll draw this card. 2 blue and pool. Preordain. Trigger Gandalf. I'll copy it. Scry 2, then draw a card. This top, this bottom, I'll draw this. Scry 2, then draw a card. And then I'll draw this.
At the beginning of the turn, he didn't even have enough mana for Gandalf. Now look at him.
No.
Imagine if you had
Now
kept
I'm
Gandalf.
just passing the turn.
Untap draw. I'm gonna Wheel of Misfortune.
Ignorant. All right.
Each player secretly chooses a number between 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand, then draws 7 cards.
Starting with you.
23.
Holy crap. I got a 9.
I got a 5.
I also have a 5. All right, we don't will. He loses 23 and wills. You just wheel.
No, it's each player. Oh, never mind. Who chose that number? I misread it.
He thought he was going to kill us.
My bad. But
Do you want to redo your number just as the high, not 23?
Nope.
Okay.
yeah, you know what?
Well,
I made
that's kind of like the running joke with that card is no one gets it. So
Yo.
cool, good job. You get a new hand though. I'm gonna get rid of Cyclonic Rift and Crop Rotation.
From there, we're gonna go ahead and drop my land for a turn. Being a swamp. He's cool. Skirk Prospector. And then Blood Pet. We're gonna go ahead and just 4 at Nathaniel.
Who?
Eddie.
Eddie. Pass turn.
Into your turn, I'm gonna pay 1 to activate top, and then I will untap, and then I will draw, and then I will activate the sagas I have. I draw 2 cards for each opponent who controls fewer creatures than you.
So everybody?
He has more creatures than me.
No,
No.
he does not.
No,
You
I
have
don't,
3
buddy. You
tutus.
got.
Oh, these guys. These are guys. Right here.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Wow.
All right, I'll draw 6. That's why it gives you those.
Who knew?
Not me. This one will trigger when it goes off. It will activate Tom. I will reveal until I hit another saga. Okay, that's easy. It's Azusa's Mini Journeys. Chapter 1 is I can play an extra land this turn. We'll go ahead and play Command Tower for the first land, and we'll just do a Misty for the second land. I'm gonna pay 2, 3, black, 1 for the Eldest Reborn. Chapter 1, each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. 1, I will lose a life. 2, 3 for an Estra's Invocation as a copy. We'll put Brennan to an even 10, and then I'm gonna swing 4 at each of you. I'm gonna sack this to get a forest or an island card. I'm just gonna get an island. So I have 2 mana. I'm gonna use that 2 mana to play a Fellwar Stone. And then I will pass my turn. I'm gonna discard Avacyn's Pilgrim and Mana Confluence.
I don't need my life. Paying 3. I'm gonna Toxic Deluge for 4.
Tom's indestructible.
Doesn't matter. He gets -4/-4.
Tom dies anyway.
I'm gonna play too much mana to play Frodo. Pay 2. Sword of Forge and Frontier onto him. Lightning Greaves. Jason, smack you for 3. Exile the top 2 cards of my library. I can play them this turn. I can also play an additional land this turn. I'll play a Bog. Brendan, let's Bog your graveyard.
Man down, man down.
I'd rather having a Strunk.
Draw 3 blue mana. I'm gonna cast the Spellseeker. I'm gonna get Muddle the Mixture. I'm transmuting Muddle the Mixture. I will go get a 2-drop. I will get a Dockside Extortionist, and then I'm gonna cast it.
In response, I will use top,
Beat.
and then I'm gonna tap top to put it on top.
Sure. I'm gonna get 11 treasures.
He's like, money.
Yo, I'm rich. Go to 2 treasures. I will cast Gandalf for 9 mana. Use 1 treasure. I will cast High Tide, trigger Gandalf. I will untap Empowered Auto Generator. Islands tap for an additional blue. 4. I'll have 1 blue in pool. I'm gonna cast Ghostly Flicker, targeting Spellseeker and Dockside Extortionist. Trigger Gandalf. I will copy it. The copy will target Gandalf and Mana Vault. This dude blinks. He's a new Gandalf. These 2 blink. Go to 12 treasures and go get instant or sorcery. I'll put Snap into my hand. This might actually be relevant now.
Wait, I don't think it's legal, whatever you're doing.
3 mana. I'm gonna play Candlekeep Sage. Commander creatures I own have, when this creature enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. 2 mana. I'm gonna cast Snap, targeting Spellseeker, trigger Gandalf, untap this auto generator, and then I'll end up untapping 2 lands too, which will be these. 1 colorless left, use the blue. I will recast the Spellseeker. I'm gonna get Impulse. I will cast that Impulse, trigger Gandalf. I will blink, and by blink I mean copy the Impulse. 5 blue. I'll use 2 of it to cast Azor's Gateway. Draw a card, then exile a card from your hand. If cards with 5 or more different mana values are exiled with the Gateway, you gain 5 life, untap it, and then transform it. It turns into a land that taps for mana equal to my life total. So anywho, we'll start by activating the Gateway. I'll draw. I will exile this Lotus Field. I'm gonna cast Blur, targeting Gandalf, which is going to blink him. And then I draw a card. Trigger Gandalf. He deals 3 damage. Pew, 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 pew. I'm gonna have 2 Candlekeep Sage triggers because he left the battlefield and entered the battlefield. So I will draw 2 more cards. Perfect. I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt. Trigger Gandalf. I'm gonna untap Azur's Gateway. The Lightning Bolt will target your face. Yeah, did it.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Mind's Desire. Storm count goes up to 14, but my storm for the trigger is only gonna be 13. Shuffle my library, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. Storm. Trigger Gandalf. I'm gonna deal 3 damage to y'all faces. Move over, bro.
There's a lot of land in there, buddy.
Yeah, that is a lot of land. I'm not a fan of that. I will play this island. I'm casting this Jessica's Will for free. I'm copying it. Put those on Nate's board. Who? Sharing is. Oh yeah, Eddie. Eddie, you can help me out here, Eddie. 16 red mana and pull. 1 of the red to activate Azur's Gateway. I'm gonna draw a card, and then I'm gonna discard this Chromatic Orrery. I'm gonna cast Windfall. Trigger Gandalf. Gandalf is going to go on top of my library. Trigger Candlekeep Sage since he left. I will draw a card. Windfall happens.
I'll be discarding 8 cards.
So we draw 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna cast Underworld Breach. I'm gonna exile some lands and recast this Gandalf the Grey.
Back from the dead. Still gray.
Yep, still gray though. He's supposed to be white. Wizards. 3. I'm gonna cast Frantic Search. Trigger Gandalf. Untap the Azur's Gateway. Draw 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. Untap 3 lands. Activate. I will exile a 4-drop, which is gonna be Past in Flames.
We've got a 4, a 7, and a 0.
Yep, 6 blue. I'll use 3 of it to cast Ghostly Flicker out of my graveyard. Use Gandalf, I'll copy it. The copy will target Gandalf and I guess Dockside Extortionist. The original will target these 2 lands. Cast Rite of Flame, trigger Gandalf, untap this, activate it. Discard Inspired Tinkering.
What does that cost?
It costs 5. Cast Ghostly Flicker. Untap these 2, blink the Dockside, so I've got a million treasures. Easy. 1, 2, 3. A High Tide. Trigger Gandalf. Untap. Activate. Exile Talisman of Creativity. Trigger Azur's Gateway. It now becomes Sanctum of the Sun, and I gain 5 life. I will tap for 32 mana.
What colors?
All red.
Okay.
Because we're about to come with the heat. I'm gonna cast Fireball. X equals 29.
Gandalf the Gatling magician.
I am paying to deal.
Frodo, you see these fireworks?
Yeah. I will pay to deal 3 damage to you. And then I'll pay 1 extra red to deal 4 damage to you. And then I'll pay an extra red to deal the rest to you. Trigger Gandalf. Copy it, all of the rest of the copies at you.
All right,
because
great.
screw time. Okay, I did what I wanted to do.
So despite Gandalf the Grey dying literally a million times, Corbin is able to use Gandalf to storm off and get a very grindy, painful win with Azor's Gateway. Thank you so much for that, Corbin. That was truly a delight. But in all seriousness, great job, Corbin, and I hope you all enjoyed that video. See you next time.